My name is Paul Douglas Fraley. I am an amateur scientist and I do research on many different esoteric subject matter. I'm also an author, and today's little video will be about vampirism. The actual key to vampirism, how to practice it safely. Sanguinarian vampirism. The key to practicing sanguinarian vampirism, drinking blood that is use a proper formula. I trust you own a blender at home, because you're going to need to put a small amount of lion's mane mushroom into your blood, preferably animal blood, so you don't have any contamination from humans, or COVID or something like that nature. And you should be aware you should only use beef blood, because it's most plentiful, and you need to pasteurize it first by boiling. Occasionally mixing a little bit of water as you boil it. You don't want to boil it all down, that's not good. And you're only going to have half a quart of actual blood in the formula. You need actually to mix it with coffee and whole milk. About 1/4 whole milk to the ratio of 1 quart of coffee in the blender with the blood and the lion's mane. You also might want to sprinkle in a little bit of cinnamon powder to improve its flavor, so you don't gag on it. You need to lower the amount of sugars in your body to prevent diabetes. You need the milk for the vitamin D. And the coffee, here's the big secret, prevents iron absorption in the body from the blood you're drinking, which can actually poison you over time. You don't wish to drink more than half a quart per month. You can warm it in the microwave in a mug. Also, the thing you do is keep it fresh in the fridge. It'll go bad after about 2 months. You have to keep it cool, refrigerated all the time when you have it. That is the extent it will last. But usually you don't need to keep it in the fridge longer than a month, depending on how much you have. This is called the vampire formula. It is the only medical way possible for a sanguinarian to drink blood on a regular basis without dying of iron poisoning. The coffee retards the iron absorption. The milk has vitamin D, because most likely you don't have much vitamin D in your body, because you're one of those people who are very pale. This is common in vampire society. So you need the vitamin D. You need the coffee has polyphenols and caffeine required to retard the iron absorption in your system. The less iron you absorb from it, the better. In fact, if you are a blood drinker, please avoid eating spinach. Do not eat beets. Do not eat liver. You can eat medium rare steaks, but do not make it a daily habit. Maybe once a week. Now, the thing with vampire culture is they like to show off and look just versus like a vampire in the Black Swans, the lifestylers do. Well, the thing is, if it means that much to you, do not mix tomato juice with it. Tomato juice irritates the stomach and causes you to absorb the iron faster. What you want to do is get red dye number 2 or whatever is safe these days and mix it with your drink in the blender. Remember, always pasteurize the blood you get from the store. Where do you don't get blood? The butcher won't sell it to you. You get it by buying raw meat and squeezing the meat, eat the blood out of it. Pork is a bad idea. Chicken is insanely horrible because it'll make you gag and throw up. Trust me, chicken blood is not very good to drink. I don't know if it's bad for you, but it tastes like shit from what I hear. So don't drink any chicken blood. In fact, the only blood you should drink is from steak, cows. And remember the formula. Prior to fixing the formula, you must boil the blood to get out the bacteria. We don't want any bacteria or any type of bug to get into your system by ingesting it. That could send you straight to the hospital or the morgue. Same as overdose on iron. And then once it's cool, you pour it into the blender. You put a little bit of what's it called? Lion's mane. Sorry, I'm tired. It's been a long day. You put a little bit of, you don't want any iron in it. You put a little bit of lion's mane in it. The mushroom, I remember now. This is for mental clarity. And you're going to need that to take the place of other nutrients. I don't advise fasting while you're on the blood. You need to eat regular food also as well. But there's a certain time of day to set aside for drinking your vampire sanguine formula. This is what it actually is. Anybody asks you what it is, just tell it's blood. It's nobody's business how you make your blood, how the vampires drink blood. But if anybody asks advice from you and they're trying to become a vampire, I would say you should share your secret with them. Because more than likely, people experiment with sanguinarianism or poison themselves from iron absorption. You'll die within a day or two. If you overdo it like massively on a regular basis, you'll die within a few hours. Do not overdo your blood and get used to the idea, not only drinking this blood formula, but being a regular coffee drinker as well. And that should keep you alive, healthy, and you will eventually start losing weight on this diet if you watch everything else that you eat on your portions. I would avoid sugary food if I were you. It would just complicate your metabolism and throw it out of whack if you would constantly stuff your face with cake, cookies, and ice cream. That's their nonsense. It's occasionally fine to eat pizza because pizza has bread in it, and that's a slow carb. The more slow carbs that you eat as a vampire, the better off you are. Try to avoid the fast carbs, starches, like potatoes. Eat them very sparsely, very infrequently, not to overdo it on the potatoes. Or anything just has starch or sugar. The cinnamon might help bring the blood sugar down if you don't eat too much sweets. you're a candy eater, you should cut down the amount of candy you're eating to like once or twice a year. That is my nutritional advice for people in the vampire culture who are sanguinarians. I am not a nurse. I am a researcher who gathers information from books and the internet. And from what I understand, this is the proper type of blood for sanguinarian to be drinking. Everything else is just not healthy. It's actually dangerous. After doing research, after watching this video, you need to do more literary research and consult a physician on this topic. It won't hurt you to go to a doctor once a year anyway. For your other health purposes, you can ask him about drinking coffee on a regular basis to offset the absorption of iron because you are a blood drinker. Always verify what you study about this culture nutritionally from your family physician. Also, it doesn't hurt if you have social problems, anxiety problems, occasionally seek the advice of a licensed psychiatrist. I don't advise anyone to consult with hypnotherapists. In fact, this is dangerous because of the trend that is taking hold of the professional hypnotherapist community, in that they don't practice real hypnotism. But on the off chance that they screw it up, I would not want to have my brain messed with by someone who doesn't know what the hell they're doing. I'll save the speech on hypnotism for a later video if I have time. As with anything, research the hell out of it through literature, not just YouTube and information online. You actually get the physical books. There's nothing wrong with ebooks, but you're better off having it on your shelf, access it whenever you want to, in case your electronics poop out. It's just common sense. And I don't know much about red dyes, except some people really want it to look like they're drinking just regular blood. That's fine. In that case, you would drink it out of one of those plastic baggies for Halloween that looks like a blood donor's pack of blood. Remember to label it sanguinarian drink, so that no one will mistake it for real blood and take it to the hospital. We wouldn't want that. Yes, you keep it in the fridge, like I said before. But it goes bad after 2 months, and you can actually taste how it's going bad really fast. I wouldn't keep it in my fridge longer than a month. In fact, you don't need to make much of stuff all at once at the same time anyway. You might risk drinking an actual quart of it over a period of a month because it's diluted with coffee. As long as you keep drinking coffee with the blood, you should be safe. But personally, myself, I would not want to drink more than half a quart of this formula that has blood in it. I wouldn't want to drink more than that over a month, in a month's time. But like I said before, tell everything you're doing to your family physician and ask him if he thinks it's safe and healthy to do it in this manner. The less iron you get as a sanguinarian, the better off you are. And in saying that, I bid you adieu. This has been Paul Fraley with talk on the key to vampirism for sanguinarians. Have a good day. Have a great life. Oh,
and happy Halloween.